Good day and welcome back to the YouTube channel. Today we're going to be talking about THC. THC, tetrahydrocannabinol, is basically a medication and a drug that has built up quite a reputation for itself in the previous years. So THC is the psychoactive component of the cannabis plant. And like we all know, you smoke marijuana or consume marijuana, that active ingredient gets you on a high. So when you're floating around, there's a lot of euphoria, there's different effects like increased creativity, increased hunger stimulation and appetite, increased thirst, you may get cotton mouth. There's differing effects as per the different strains of cannabis. So you get two different types of cannabis, cannabis indica, cannabis sativa. They have differing levels of THC and CBD in them. So what we're going to focus on today is the psychoactive component. Now, when you think psychoactive, you've got to think about your mental faculties, the reality that we know and perceive in our everyday lives, and how it will be altered slightly depending on the dosage of THC that you consume. And before I go into THC itself, let me start by talking about anandamide. Anandamide is known as the molecule of wonder. And now, that has been given that name many years ago. But when it was first discovered, anandamide is your natural THC. It exists in our bodies already. There are already receptors in our brain and our neurons, and the anandamide is generated in a response to external stimulation. Now, this may get a bit technical, but when your intracellular calcium levels rise, the calcium within your cell, it stimulates the production of anandamide for your body and your neurology to use. So in certain cases, let's just say exercise is a great stimulating force for anandamide. It stimulates the production of what we know as endorphins, but anandamide, the natural THC, has to go and restore processes in your body. It is the chemical regulator in our body. It also regulates endorphin control and release. It's really good for mind, and anandamide also generates adenosine, which allows us to sleep later in the night. So that's why when you exercise, you find you're much happier, you sleep better, all your processes are in order because your body's self-regulating mechanism is assisting you. When you're taking in an external source of this anandamide, which is THC, it's the only known plant-based compound, it's THC and it's from the cannabis plant. So by taking it into your body, you are attaching to these same receptors, the CB1 receptor, that your normal anandamide would attach to. And it does its action in your neurology, and when there's excess amounts, it gets broken down and then excreted out of your body. Another thing to note is that the standard best tolerated dose of THC is 10 milligrams. Seems quite low, right? Because all the edibles and all of the concentrates that you find are way higher. 50 milligrams, 100 milligrams. So bear in mind, less is more. If you're a medical patient and you've got joint ache or anxiety, start with 5 and then go to 10, which is the best tolerated, and see for yourself if you're able to tolerate the cannabis and the mental effects that the THC gives you. When THC is found in the plant, it is not actually in its active form. It's in its acid form, THCA. And in order for it to become activated and used in our bodies in replacement for anandamide, anandamide might be deficient. You might actually need to replace that THC in order to get your endocannabinoid system back into balance. So in order to activate it, it needs to be decarboxylated. It just simply means addition of heat to activate it. So if you just go and pick up a cannabis leaf and try and chew it, most likely you're not going to get intoxicated or high or anything because it's in its acid form. But if you put it in an oven and activate the heat element of it, it will transfer into THC, which can be ingested. It can be extracted and made into brownies, cookies, edibles, or however you want to take your medication. It's far better than a tablet, right? And so if you're inhaling it in the form of vapor or smoke, you're actually decarboxylating it as it goes along. That's why when people that have no medical symptoms and their normal human brain consumes cannabis, you get these enhanced feelings of euphoria, open creativity. The mind is able to expand. It acts like a mild psychedelic. And if you dose it correctly for your body weight, 10 milligrams or so, you can still have full control of your mental faculties. There's never a moment where you'd be out of control.
Yeah.